Hello and welcome to Mobile Mondays. So this week we're going to continue with the ghostly theme and have a look at Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. Now you guys have been asking for this for quite a few weeks now, so I thought it was about time I succumbed and showed it to you. Ghost Trick Phantom Detective is a story-driven puzzle game where you can effectively rewind time and rewrite the fate of various people. You play Cecil, the ghost, who must work out who he is and why he's been killed, which starts at the beginning of the game. With the help of a friendly desk lamp, which I'm pretty sure is basically a possessed ghosty thing that conveniently knows what's going on but won't tell you, you work out that you've got some crazy ghost powers that can manipulate objects around you in the environment and effectively change what's going on. Time is of the essence, because once it gets to dawn, Cecil stops existing. Like, once dawn is up, he's gone. He gone. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you a small part of the game, but just so you get an idea of how the controls work and so forth, and it shouldn't impact on the storyline at all, so you could pick it up after and play it if you want. Now, what's happened is, we're arriving at an apartment via the phone line. Don't ask, apparently ghosts can travel via the phone line. And an assassin is lying in wait for the lady that we saved in the tutorial who is still alive. Her name is Lynn. So, fortunately, Lynn isn't here yet, but unfortunately the hitman is, and he is waiting for her. We basically want to rewrite time and make sure that the hitman and Lynn never meet, so that he never kills her. But it's not always as simple as just that. For example, this specific level, we've actually got the additional challenge of trying to save a young girl and her dog. Now, I won't show you the full level because I don't want to spoil how you save all three people. But if Lynn comes home now, she is definitely in trouble. So we do have to sort this out. And this means it's trick time. So I have the ability to turn into a ghost, which means I can sort of move around and do different things, which also include linking to the body of a deceased person or dog, apparently. So that's the dog I'm talking to. And by talking to the dog, we not only find out who he is, you know, and his side of the story, but we're also able to access the last 4 minutes of what happened before he died, which is how we're going to rewrite time and how we're going to save both the dog and the girl, but also Lynn. So here we go. And we always go back 4 minutes in time. That's apparently the rule. You can only go back 4 minutes in time to try and save a life. Apparently. So, yeah, 4 minutes before death. Now, we're going to firstly be given a cutscene of exactly how everything went down so that we can sort out what's going on and what we can change. If you ever watched me play Remember Me or you played it yourself, it's a very similar concept to how the memory remixes work in that, changing different features to result in different outcomes. So this is exactly what happened in the 4 minutes leading up to Missile's death. So she went for the remote, she turned the telly on. The dog went over and started barking because he's a naughty dog. It's also Christmas for some reason, and a woman with a giant wine glass, who's clearly an alcoholic, is breaking our wall down, apparently. So we turned the telly off, and told the dog off. Well, no wonder she's crabbier than ever tonight. Look at that bloody wine. What a bitch. Maybe if you knocked the wall down, you'd see the murderer. So, right, okay, so we've picked up from this series of events that the dog will bark at anything that's loud and that'll set the woman off next door, which might be a good thing. Having discovered that she's not allowed to have the telly on because it sets the dog off, she's going to switch to an alternative source of entertainment, which is going to be her headphones that you see her wearing at the start of the level. She's put those on so she can listen to the music without the dog going nuts. That's a lot of donuts. I mean, I don't know how you keep your figure, but good lord, that's like 8 donuts in there. Oh. Donut's escaped. There's a rat. There's a rat. Stop the rat. He's going to eat the donut. Oh no, of course the dog's off again. So the woman next door is going to bang on the wall and go, shut up. And of course she can't hear. So the rat does a runner. Oh shit, the bear. How has she not noticed? She is the worst bloody person ever. No, the dog. Oh no, the assassins. Yeah, sorry kid. No choice. Gotta kill the dog. No! And that's all we got. Because obviously he's died. Like, we have no other information. But that should be enough to rewrite what happened and make it so that she's paying attention when he comes through the door. She can't hear anything with her headphones on. So I guess our first task is to get rid of the headphones. So we're going to go back in time. Right, so I exist here in the phone line. Now this is me moving as a ghost. So once I've moved into the ghost world, I can do tricks and use objects. So she's found the remote. Now you can see on the right hand side of the screen, there is a timer. The timer is how long I have got to fix the scenario before the assassin comes through the door. The dog's just saying like, I don't want to be in trouble if we knock the headphones off. That's fine, don't worry. Don't worry, dude. So, I don't know if I need to move any further. I'm just testing out other stuff. So the phone doesn't work. Which is strange, but it's obviously just off limits. Back in time, I can't use the telephone line, or maybe they've been cut or something, I don't know. But the dog is... The dog's yapping, as you can hear. There we go, and there goes the woman next door shouting. I'm just sort of testing these things out to see if I can do anything. The umbrella looks like it's the only thing we can use. So the idea of the game is, as you go along, you probably just want to make sure that you try out everything you can do. This cupboard should, if I open it, it opens. That's all the information I've got about it. It might not be useful. It might be a red herring. Who knows? So we're just going through the usual dialogue. This is the dialogue that we saw last time in the cutscenes as well. I'd imagine if you make a change, the dialogue will change. So we've established that the umbrella is probably the only thing that I can use to affect the fate of the headphones. It's just getting the timing perfect, like so. There we go. And there goes your headphones. Good game. So now what we've done is we've removed the headphones from the equation, which means that they are no longer going to be something that she's going to be wearing when the assassin comes through the door. Now, every time you manage to make a major fix, the game does save, which is helpful because if you accidentally have a little screw up, it's okay, you can rewind, which is what's about to happen to me because I'm about to make the wrong choice and do something which doesn't help me at all. So I'm about to knock the donut off. There's the mouse. What I'm then going to do is I'm then going to see if I can hit the mouse. And I can. I can do that. Of course, the dog gets set off. I'd assume next door the woman gets very cross. What I actually have done here is, in a minute, I'm about to make a rather large mistake, which means I will have to rewind to just after the headphones fell in the fish tank. By rolling the donut to the rat, I've actually ruined the scenario and I have to rewind because I need the donut elsewhere in the level. I won't tell you exactly where, but what I have discovered very quickly from messing around is that things like the Christmas ornament can be manipulated with, the one on the tree and on the ceiling. You can also unlock a sort of latched door in the ceiling and a little box falls down, so I'd assume that we will need that at some point. You can knock a bauble off the tree and a rat will come and get the donut if it goes to the other side of the room as well. So all of those things can be put together to completely change the outcome of what is happening, which means that we can save all three people who the assassin is going to try and hurt. I'm not going to tell you how, I'm not going to show you anything further, because if you want to pick this up, then it's not going to damage in any way your experience of the game. What I can tell you, however, is if you enjoyed the remixing stuff, as I said before, from Remember Me, or you're a fan of Ace Attorney, or those kind of puzzle games where it's a lot of brain power and, you know, sort of working out how things work in relation to each other, then this is going to be a game you should really, really try, whether it's on iOS or on a Nintendo DS if you've got one floating around and you see this secondhand in a store or wherever. The best part about the iOS version is that the first 2 chapters are free, which means you can try it without committing any money whatsoever. Phew. But if you like it, you can buy the whole thing for £7, which unlocks all, I think it's 15 chapters. Thank you to you guys for suggesting this to me, because more importantly, you guys recommended it and said, could I do a Mobile Monday on it? And I think it was a very good idea. So well done to everyone who suggested that. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed this, and if you like it, you could see information in the video description about where you can get further information on the game. Hopefully you'll have as much fun as I did trying to rewind time. So I'll see you next week for more Mobile Mondays. Thanks for watching, everyone.